There we are, and let's start shit. So far what we had seen is sales, right? All the objects, standard objects of sales, how a sales representative works. Let's a quick recap of what he happens. So first he creates a lead, converts the lead into an account, contact, and also an opportunity, right? Adds products to it. When we say products, he does not actually add products. Product is already stored in a different table. And there is a price book object. Junction of product and price book is price book entry, wherein we are storing the prices. So basically, he is selecting price book entries and he is creating opportunity line items or opportunity products. Same. Yeah. So this is the sales journey, but we have already seen all these objects in action. We have used this. Now let's see how a service person, that means post sales, how that will be effective. Now what happens is that there is a service representative. Usually you have met a service representative when you just give me one second. When you call a customer care representative, right? So when you think like you have a phone connection or internet connection that is not working, so what you want to do is that you want to call the service representative or the telecenter, right? Teleservice center. And what you do is that anybody wants to give a try. What is the cycle? Have you ever raised a service request like Vodafone? My internet connection is not working, or my network is down. How do you do that? What is the process?
By first, I am just searching the toll-free number, customer care center number. After that, I will make a call and I will just explain my problem, what problem I'm going with. Yeah. And after that, he is just giving me the one registration number. From that, we can just track the status.
Great, fantastic, absolutely. That's what it is. So the person who is behind the call is the service representative, right? Okay.
Yes.
So he is using this system. So just like you are what? You are the customer for that company, right? So that's so what happens. So there can be a phone call. You can raise a ticket using or raise your issues using a ticket. You can also email them. You will see there is a support email. Have you ever used that?
Yes.
Yeah, that also raises a ticket. You will get an auto-generated reply that your ticket number has been raised. You can also go to their website and fill a form also if you want to do that. Many times it also works. So these are different sources in which a customer can contact a company and raise their problems, right? So in Salesforce, this ticket is basically stored in an object called case, and we call this case management. What are the sources or origins, as we say? These are the origins. Phone, by default, we get phone, then email, and web, right? That means website. So these are the three specific areas in which a customer, there can be other ways now. You can even raise a ticket on WhatsApp. You can raise a ticket probably by tagging your social media platform. Yeah, there are many ways in which now you can contact your company and you say that I have this problem, right? So let's talk about the basic ones. These are the three basic things, basic channels, as we say. These are called channels of communication with your with your customers, right? So now I am sitting on the other side. You are the admin. That means you will be helping the service representative. Do not see yourself as the customer. So how will your customer call your system and how they can be more effective? So now you think about a selling organization who wants to give a very good brand experience and customer service to his customers. So you are basically an employee of that company, selling company, and you are helping the service representatives, right, as an admin. So let's talk about what is the case management. So case management or case creation can be done manually. That means the service representative is just hearing you on phone, hearing the customer on phone, and then basically he's registering that. So he's typing out manually. Case creation can happen manually. The other two channels like web and email, I don't want to do manually because that can also happen. Somebody will sit behind the desk looking at the web tickets or who has logged the web forms, and he can again punch in manually. But we want to eliminate that step. We don't want to do that. So we want to automate this. So web and emails can be automated. That means whenever somebody is filling up a form in your website, automatically a case is created in Salesforce. When somebody is sending a mail to you, automatically a case is created in Salesforce. That mail subject will become the case subject. The mail body will become the case description. Yeah, that is how we want to do it. And so there are two Salesforce features. One is called web to case, and that is called email to case, to help you automate this. Okay. But when we automate this, whenever the case is created manually, the case creator also becomes the owner of the case, right? He is basically the owner. But when we automate web to case and email to case, who is the owner? We do not know, right? So we have to select the owner based on some routing logic or some logic or criteria, right? For that, we have something called assignment rules. What does assignment rule do? So automated case creation, it will assign an owner to that, right? When the rule owner and we'll see how that works. After the case is assigned, we want to send some response to our the customers, right? Because they do not know whether their case has been acknowledged properly or not. Because over the phone, there is a service person sitting on the other side, and he knows that my problem has been taken care of. But in web to case or email to case, you need to know, the person needs to know what is the ticket number I have raised, what is happening. So that is called auto response rules. Yeah. So this is for customer. You are sending back some response to the customer. Yeah. Third is another response is that every organization, this is B2B business mostly. So what happens is that you will have a contract with your customer company. Contract means they will say that, okay, you cannot say that I have raised a ticket or I have raised a case with you, and then you are working on the case for months and months and months. That is not going to happen. You have to fix the problem within a few days. If it is a high priority problem, you have to fix it within a day. If it is a medium priority, you can fix it within a week. If it is a low priority defect, you can fix it within a month. But these are my time frames. 1 day for high priority, 5 days for medium priority, 30 days for low priority, right? What are these? This is service level agreements. Yeah, that you have to do. You do with your customer company, because they don't want to sit. They don't want to allow you to solve the case on your own. They want a clear visibility on how fast you are resolving their case based on their priorities. So this is a contract which you sign with your customers, and when you sign a contract, you are bound by that contract. That means you will face penalty if you miss that dates or days. In order to make sure that your selling company does not miss the dates, what happens is that we need the ability to escalate or give visibility of a case status to higher boss. By default, it is getting assigned to a service representative. But if there are chances that the service representative is not able to solve this. And there is a chance that there will be SLA breach. I will miss my dates. In that case, before it reaches the dates, the case needs to be changed. The ownership needs to change to my boss. So service representative boss. Then if he is not able to solve, it might go to even higher boss, so that we can close the ticket as quickly as possible before it is breaching the SLA. Any questions so far? So internally, the manager of the case owner, again manager of that case owner, and manager of the case owner, high up, it will go again and again and again and again. Yeah, that's how it works. I will show one demo to you. It will be very easy for you to understand. So here, this is the way it works. So this auto response. So for defining this whole things, we have another thing which called escalation. So 3 rules and 2 features. This is all what we need to discuss in case. Yeah. So let's jump into Salesforce. Before that, we also want to discuss another thing which is called a group of users. So last day we saw what is a public group was. Yeah. Public group is a group of users. Public group can have another public group. It can have roles. It can have specific users, right? Similarly, we have a new construct called queues. Queues is exactly the same, but queue, the only difference between public group and queue is that queue can own records. So case is one of that object wherein usually you will not be giving to one person. You will be giving a group of persons. Anybody who is free will be able to take it out. Yeah, or make himself as the owner and then work on it. But by default, it will be a group responsibility to work on that. So let's see this in action.
On image, like the touch points you said, no, like phone, web, and email.
Yeah.
So apart from these 3, is there any customer portal like from where they can submit ticket? Like
Yeah, absolutely. So this web2 case is basically on a website. You will go to a website and you will have a small form to fill up and you can do that. But if the customer wants to keep track of case management and everything, then there is another product of Salesforce that's called Community, which is now called Experience Cloud. We are not discussing that today. We are talking only on Service Cloud. So let's talk about, I will jump into our I hope you guys have all completed your trails. Anybody left out? Still to complete the trails?
Yeah, I have. I'll complete it this way.
You have completed.
Yeah, I have the advanced part. Couple of advanced part is still remaining for me. I'll complete it.
Okay, yeah. Do that. It is very essential that you complete the whole 3 trails, and also go with the admin certification trails. Yeah, that will give you the full preparation. Okay, so here we saw the. Yeah, go ahead.
I have not completed the one module of advanced training, right?
Yeah, you can get in touch with Angshita. She's there.
Okay.
Who can help you out to fill you. Get in touch with Angshita and finish it. So we discussed about sales. Today we were talking about service app. Yeah. So what if you see this is a lesser number of tabs. Here the case tab is the most important. So let's look into that. All open cases. Yeah, these are the cases which is there, and I can create a new case. Let's create a new case. So you see the status is new, working on escalated. Priority can be high, medium, and low. Based on that, the SLA will work out. Yeah. Case origin is this phone, email, and web. This is exactly. So let's just see a manual way of doing it. Somebody called us, and Raghu M, and done. These are the things. What are the type? It can be mechanical, electrical, whatever. You can all customize this, right? I have a mechanical fault. What is the case reason? Maybe I have an installation problem. Yeah. And I say machine things are not working. Put details about it. You can select the product, which is basically it is talking about anything. All these things can work out, and you can have set up SLA violation has happened or not. And you can also send a notification email to the contact, right? That your case has been. What is the problem? So I have already submitted the case, and you see that it has also the same set of activities which I can track. Okay, you can create call logs, takes, whatever you are working on that, share an update, whatever you can. So here you can change owner. By default, you will see that you are the owner because you created it, but you can of course change this owner to a specific user or a queue. It's a group of people. Okay, so that we will now see. Apart from that, when you are done, at that point you probably will go ahead and just make the status as the close status is not available right now. We'll open it up. Yeah. So this is how a case thing will work. But there are other implications. Before that, let's see what is a queue. I have not created any queue. Let's create my queue. You can also have a queue email. So that means if a new record is assigned to this queue, you can send an email to all the members. Which this queue can be used for case. This queue can be used for other objects also. A custom objects can also have. You can use queue. You can add individual users or same public group or rules inside it. Same, just like a public group, same thing you can do. Or other public. We created an internal public group, right? So let's create it. So everything, all of these people now become a queue. That means they can own records now. Okay. So queue, just like a public group can be, it's a group of users. That's it. Only difference between a public group and queue is that the queue can own records. That's it. Okay. So now, just give me 1 second. So here, basically, we saw that how the manual process works. And if you see now, if you want to change owner and fix to queue, you can now see my sorry, activate it. My queue is here. I can assign it to a queue. So case owner now becomes a queue rather than an individual person. Okay. The queue is done. Now we will see the rules which we talked about. Before that, we will see how cases can be originated automatically. So this is a web to case. If you want to, we'll not discuss how we will create it because it's a lot of configuration. You just concept wise, you understand that there are features which can be replaced. Enable web to case. If you enable web to case, then you the default case origin you have to change to web. Usually it will be that. And you can also require CAPTCHA. Anybody knows about CAPTCHA? What is a CAPTCHA? Recaptcha.
CAPTCHA is kind of, to identify whether the person who is entering the details is not a robot or, it's a manual or human beings to, doing some identifications of pictures or any specific code to be typed out. Absolutely. Or any mathematics calculations.
Absolutely. Yeah, because what happens is that when you have a public form in any website, there are bots, or you can write applications wherein you can just automatically fill that form and make submit. Yeah. So in order to stop any bot from doing that, and crashing your server, we give a manual step on that form, so that a manual step will make sure that the bot is not running or submitting the form. Yeah, that will, then the spamming will not happen or the server crashing will not happen. So that is the reason why Recaptcha is. So if you automatically switch on this one, the Recaptcha thing will be generated on the form itself. So you can use that. Right now, let us not work of it. So what happens is that when you enable Web2Case, at that point, you can create a form and you can give the website name, whatever you want to use. And you can just include Recaptcha stuff here. I will not discuss Recaptcha, it's a little advanced things. I will gradually discuss. But you can select what are the fields of the cases which you want your customers to fill up. Yeah. Not everything, you don't want to give a big form, right? They will be pissed off. So just give them whatever bare minimum information you need from the customer, so that you can create a case for them. And then the service agents can connect him back and then gather other information that is required, right? So that is the way it works. So you select which is form. And when you do that, immediately you can generate a HTML content, right? You see, this is the HTML content. So if you copy paste this HTML content and send it to your website developer, the website developer will paste it inside any of his pages, and the form will be ready. And when the form is ready, it's just a normal form, and then whoever is filling up that form, automatically you see this is a form action. So automatically it will create a case in Salesforce. Yeah, you do not need to connect it. This form is automatically connected to Salesforce. Clear? Any questions?
Yeah, that's right. No, but one thing, like here, let's say we have given only email ID, first name, description, but how that case is getting, connected with the account?
Yeah. So if when you have the email ID selected, you behind the scenes, Salesforce is already looking at the email ID and it is capturing that contact, and that is basically getting assigned it. It is assigning that contact with that case.
Okay, so that means as a admin, you don't have to do anything. Salesforce only do that.
That's correct, absolutely. So these are default features which we can have, you can use. But if there is a other set of complications and stuff, you want other fields to be filled up automatically, you can always use the before trigger flow and do that.
Okay.
One of the examples I will show it to you right now. Let me check. Give me 1 second. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so let's see this page. This is a simple Web2Case page, okay? এটা এখন নিয়ে যাও, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। This is a simple Web2Case. Here we have created a apart from the normal case reasons. You see here we are not even calculating the contact name and stuff. So here we, instead of We have created a room number which is a custom field, right? So like 787 or 0. And case reason is that AC is not working, priority is high. I may or may not submit an email. So based on that, I have a case. I will give you the give me the credentials. Give me 1 second. As it opens, I need to also show you one thing, is that yeah, okay. So now you will see that from that it's built on case management. Yeah, simple. So if you now see that case, you will see this all open cases running a little slow. Here is the new case which has been raised by me. Room number is 7870. So it is automatically created from these things. I also have some other pop-up fields like entitlement name and other things which we filled up. That can be easily filled up using a before trigger, which we have also done. So if you see flows. Assign entitlement to case, right? There's some other fields if you want to fill up, you can obviously go and use your before triggers to search whatever appropriate things are there. And we have filled up the entitlement records, and we have what is entitlement. We'll not go into that detail. That is not required in admins. But entitlement and case escalation rules. Apart from that, we have milestones and case whole entitlement model. That is an advanced topic of Salesforce. That is in Service Cloud. We are not covering that today, but that can be done easily. Okay. One thing to remember before we move it here, if you see the support settings, first thing which comes to EU is a default case owner. Please remember this. The default case owner can be a man or can be a queue again. Okay. What is a default case owner? Default case owner is the person who will own or who will be assigned all the cases if we are not able to assign a case through assignment rules. Okay, but this will only work for web to case and email to case. So let's see assignment rules now. One thing to remember, if any user is assigned as default case owner, you cannot deactivate this user. Certification question. Okay, case assignment rules. Let's talk about a standard case assignment rule. Let's see what is already given to us. See, this is how a assignment rule works. So it is a step-by-step process. In any step, if we are able to assign a person, then this is not applicable for that case anymore. Then it breaks and comes up. Simple. But it will, after finishing all the steps, if still we are not able to assign a case, then the case will be assigned to the default case owner. Clear? Here you can set criteria like account billing country equals something, something, something. Account SLA is this. Then you want this to be assigned to here. You see, it is picking up from account record rather than case record. You're getting this, Manish?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can the account is already associated with the case. It is already seeing that. So you can set your different peoples. You can have different like type of cases, and you can assign 3 different groups of users, different cases, right? So you have this step-by-step process. So if it gets assigned here in this step itself, then there is no, then it will skip every other step. Yeah, it will move out. Then for that case, it is done. This rule will run for every case, every new case which is coming from web to case or event to case, so that it can assign the owner. Similarly, you have the auto response. Rules entries exactly the same how we have discussed. Sort order is 1. What is the criteria you want to do that? If the case origin is web, maybe something of the sort. And which is the email ID and address you want to use to send the case? What is the email template you want to send to for the case? You can assign it here. Okay, the same thing. This is auto response rule. That means you are sending an email to that person and you are saying that your ticket has been registered. This is your ticket number. We are working on your ticket. Clear?
Yes.
Third is escalation rule. We discussed escalation rule is how to assign a ticket or assign a case to my boss. If this is a little complicated stuff, it works the same way. You can assign, you see this one, account billing equals this, an account SLO equals platinum and case priority is high, then you do something. Yeah. So these are different rule entries through which you can assign different. So let's see the escalation rule in action. Here is the edit. Let's see the first step. So in each step, you can assign the escalation action. What is the escalation action? That after 2 hours, if the case is still not closed, assign to this guy and also email him and notify. And what is the support template you want to use? That is the email template you want to use. That means I am assigning to my boss. Yeah, after 4 hours, I want to assign to somebody else. You can do that. So based on different escalation points or time differences, you can keep on escalating to different sets of people. Yeah, so that's how it will work. So we have covered escalation rules. So now the last point is email to case. Email to case is of 2 types. Okay, one in which you have a email server already. That means either you are using Gmail or you are using Outlook, Microsoft Outlook. Any of the email servers is already in place for your organization, and you want to set up Salesforce with that server, right? That email server. In that case, you have to use this email to case, enable email to case. That has to be set up for you. The other way is on-demand service. On-demand email to case is used when you don't want to route it via your server. Then Salesforce will create an email for you, and that email you can send or you can put on your website. If people are mailing to that, automatically a case is created in Salesforce. Goes through the same assignment rules and other rules what web to case also has, right? So on-demand email to case is easier to set up. It uses Salesforce as the email server, and normal email to case will need a Salesforce relay to be set up, which means you will route it via your existing mail server. Okay, a little more complicated setup. We are not going through this because right now, if you enable on-demand email to case, let's see. I rather enable email to case on-demand access. Here you can set up. These are not part of your advanced certification, but still you want to understand this one. thread in the email subject and thread in email body. This is how Salesforce recognizes that this reply, which is maybe the customer has raised a ticket and you have done some things, and on that you have replied back. Customer has again responded back to you that I need this steps. Instead of again creating a case, Salesforce automatically injects this thread ID, that the case details, into that email body and subject, so that it can bypass a new case creation. It will automatically add the next email to that case rather than to the existing case, rather than creating a new case. Okay, so this is very critical on that front. If the user removes this thread ID, in that case, it will create a new email, a new case. Okay, so you can also track how many times is there a bounce message, or do you have a discard message. And if you set this as, you see, then routing addresses you can set up, email to case, or you can set up outbox. তুই তো জানিস কিভাবে সাউন্ড বানাস, কেন বাড়াতে পারিস? So you can use Outlook or email to case to set up or whatever you want to do. So if you see email to case, you can set up the routing name, email ID, and if you have Outlook, you can create a Outlook email and accept emails from. So okay, everything you can set up here. Anyway, so this is all what we wanted to discuss about case management. You will have a lot of questions from case management in your admin certification, so it is very critical that you do not step aside. You should like finish this part, and this is whatever I have covered in our class is enough for you to clear those answers. I don't think you need anything else what I have just discussed in the class right now. Okay, so that concludes our session and our admins things. And right now I will be forwarding assignment to you right away. I will, give me 1 second, let me check that. Again, whoever does it first wins 1,000 rupees. Just give me a second. I have sent you on your WhatsApp. Have a look at it and let me know if you are having any problems on that assignment, understanding that assignment. I will stop recording for now.